Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about 10 reasons why you should grow pepper plants or maybe other vegetable indoors. Whether you're grown in systems that you purchase or DIY systems, these are some of the reasons why you should grow peppers inside. So we will start with the first and most obvious one, and that is growing year-round. So I have been growing peppers for many years, and I have these systems sitting here, and I don't think they have ever been at rest. They just keep growing and growing and growing. So every time I have a new project or a new plant or a new variety I want to grow, I just yank the old ones out and then I put the new ones in. And so here you can see I already have a new one ready to go, and these here I just started. And so those are going to be new ones, and if I want to take these out, then I would just replace it with the new ones that I want to grow. Okay, so that is one of the most obvious reasons. Just, you can grow all year long. The temperature in your house is always going to be consistent. And so at my house, it's usually around 72 to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So the pepper plant does not know what season it is. So it will produce all year, and it's just going to give me fruits all year long. Okay, the second reason is they grow very fast. If you look at this plant here, the sibling is that plant over there. So I took a ripe pod and I extracted the seeds, and then I started it and I grew it, and look at that, it's already starting to flower. And so I think there may be 1 or 2 fruits on it already. And so it grows very fast. So if you have pepper plants that you want to stabilize, like if you created a hybrid and you want to stabilize it, I covered this subject many times before. Grow it in hydroponic, grow it inside. It will speed up your stabilization, and you get a hybrid that would be stable much faster than if you do it outside. And so here, you see that here? I have this plant here, and it is grown in a little system that's also hydroponic, and it grows so fast. So from that one I can take seeds, and I have a few plants that came from that outside. So they grow very fast. Vegetables grow very fast. Peppers grow very fast. Okay, so the next reason is it is very clean. And so a lot of the times when I have dinner, I'll just come by and I'll pick a pepper and I'll just eat it right there. I keep my area very nice and clean, and so I'm not afraid that my peppers would get dirty. And sometimes I grow vegetable too. I just come by and I'll just pick it and eat it. And oftentimes when I grow tomatoes in here, I'll just they're sitting in my office, so I'll just reach over, pick a few tomatoes and eat it while I work, and I don't even wash it. And so that is how clean it is. So of course, it's always good to wash your vegetable and fruits before you eat them. But when you grow them yourself, you know what you put in it, you know how clean the area is, and you can just reach over and eat the fruits off of the plant. Okay, the next reason is there is very low, the chances of getting pests is very low. As long as you don't bring the plants from outside inside, it's very difficult to for these plants to get pests. They can get pests because I've gotten mites from these before, and I don't know how they got in here. And people have also experienced aphids before, and they don't know how it got in there. And I think one of the reasons is if you bring the plants outside in here, it could potentially spread pests to the other plants. So try not to bring any plants from outside in here, and keep the area clean, and most of the time you would not get pests. So growing indoor, it can be pest free, and it's very clean. The next reason is it wastes very few water. So if you're people that like to conserve water and stuff like that, grow it in hydroponic. I mean, when you do gardening, you have to use a hose and spray your plants or just water it every few days. The sun would dry it right up the next day, and then you have to water again. So sometimes in that instance, you can waste a ton of water trying to grow these plants. But in here, these are 1 gallon can fill that thing up easily. So it takes like a little bit less than a gallon, and I would fill it up depending on the size of the plant. 1 gallon can go a long way. So for example, this one here, so I'm going to put this in here soon, and I will fill it up with 1 gallon of water, and I think I won't have to do anything for like 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, you see, and this plant here, when it's that size, producing like that, lots of flowers and lots of fruits, 1 gallon would probably last it around 4 to 5 days, which is not bad. 45 days, 4 through 5 days, you just change it one time, add 1 gallon of water. So yeah, it uses very little amount of water. So it is a good thing if you're trying to conserve water. Okay, another reason is the vegetable and the fruits taste great. You're not going to be able to tell. Actually, when I grow peppers in hydroponic versus outdoors, the fruits in the hydroponics tend to be a lot hotter. And I've tested multiple times. I had a few friends tried it as well, and they do say and confirm that the hydroponic ones are much hotter. I mean, not just a little hotter, a lot hotter. And so you guys should try it. Grow it, one in hydroponic or one in soil, and you would taste the difference. And if you grow lettuce and stuff like that, soil versus hydroponic, you may be able to tell, but I mean, it's just very little difference. That sometimes if you were given hydroponic romaine, you're not going to know the difference between hydroponic romaine and soil. What you may notice is that the soil one will have blemishes. It may be a little bit tougher, and it doesn't look as pretty. And the ones growing hydroponic look super nice and clean and just blemishes free, and it's just going to be beautiful, and it's just a perfect leaf though. So maybe that's the reason you could tell it's hydroponic. The next reason is it is very energy efficient. So I run these systems all year long, and I notice very little change in my electric bill. You're probably not going to notice the difference. These 40 watts Aero Garden here, they run very little electricity, so it's not going to do anything to your electric bill. Those that are afraid that it may run up your bill, do not be afraid. It's not going to cost anything. You're not going to even notice it. So it's very energy efficient. Okay, so the next one is it requires very little work. So once you get it all set up, like I have here, all I have to do is check the water every few days, especially when the plants are large like this, and then refill it when I need to, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. You just let it run. It will turn on by itself. It will turn off by itself, and just monitor the water level, and that's it. So to show you how easy it is, we are going to start this plant here. So I have it. I have been growing it in this little cup here in preparation for transplanting into my my system here. This is the MTN Grow Station by Christopher Bransdahl. So he created this from scratch, guys. It's amazing how he did it. It's much more powerful than the Aero Garden. The light hood here is I think is over 100 watts. The Aero Garden is just 40 watts. So it is a very powerful system. I can grow everything in here. So like peppers, tomatoes. I even tried cucumbers in here, except the cucumbers, of course, they just climbed everywhere, so I have to do a lot of trimming. But anyway, the same concept can be applied to other systems. If you have a net cup, you put the plant in a net cup and you get it ready, and then you can just feed it just like so, and then once you're ready to transplant, you just take it out, put it in here like that, and then you fill up the water. So let me go ahead and fill up the water, and then I will show you. Okay, so I'm going to fill it up. This is nutrients that I just made, And making the nutrients is very simple. I use the Dynagrow series, so it is 5 milliliter per gallon of water in the vegetative stage. And so you see, fill it up, and now you see the pump is running there. And then I'll put this back, and I just make sure that the level touches my the bottom of my net cup, so that it can get the nutrients it needs, and that is it. And then you set your system to turn on by itself and turn off by itself, and that's it. That's how simple it is. And then you just wait. Okay, so the plant is all set and ready to go, and that is how simple it can get. So same thing with your AeroGarden, same thing with your DIY systems. Just set it up and then just wait, and it will grow. Okay, so the next reason is growing inside. If you like to conduct experiments like I do crossbreeding experiment, I do a bunch of other experiments, and because it's inside, it's easy to control the experiment. There's no weather or no summers or fall or winter that would affect your experiments. The conditions will always be exactly the same. And so experiments like crossbreeding and stuff like that is very, very easy to do in hydroponic. And also you want to compare different plants' growth habits and all that stuff. All those experiments can be done inside, and it's very easy to control, and it's very easy to do. So those that are scientists and love to experiment and test things and stuff like that, indoor growing is the best thing for you. And then lastly, I saved this one for last. It is number 10. This growing inside and having plants sitting here in your office will really, really brighten up your mood. So every so often, I'll just come by here and I'll look at my plants and I'll mess with it. Pick a few flowers off that fell off and clean around it. Look at the plants and see how much it's grown. And then if I have like crossbreeding projects, I get really anxious and stuff like that. And so I'll just come by and mess with it and look at it and do a little plucking of the leaves and stuff like that. It really, really brighten up your mood. It would make you feel much, much better. And just seeing plants grow and having plants in your office, it's just a real game changer, guys. So have a few plants in your office and you would notice a huge difference in your mood. So anyway, I hope those are the reasons enough to convince you or help you ignite your passion to start growing inside and do some experiments. But that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.